Alright, it is Aprilia day. I'm taking out the Aprilia 457. I've been excited about this bike. I'm probably the biggest Aprilia fan who doesn't own one. Just telling you before this review that I so far I've loved every one I've ridden. And hopefully we got the same story today. All right. Give it a show on the road. Alright. First of all, we have to give a big thanks to Blackman's here in Emmaus. Let me take out these beautiful motorcycles. I should probably switch this screen. Nice 5-inch TFT dash here on this Aprilia 457. But Blackman's here in Emmaus. They sell a lot of really cool machines. They got Aprilia, Vespa, Yamaha, CF Moto, Suzuki, Hondas. If you're in the market for an Aprilia and you live in this part of Pennsylvania, give my buddy Spencer a call. I will put his information in the description. Just so you know, I am 6'2", 220 pounds, and surprisingly, this bike fits me nice. I mean, I feel well on this bike. You would think for a small bike, and you think for it being Aprilia, that it would be super aggressive, and it's not. The bars are raised up a little bit. They definitely made an effort making this more streetable, and for a lot of people this is going to be their first bike. It's going to be their first track bike, and yeah, they did a good job of making this kind of in between sporty position, and it's definitely comfortable enough to ride on the street. It's got a 34.2-inch seat height, so I mean, for me, I could flat foot anything, but it's pretty approachable. Like I said, these bars are up pretty high. You're not leaning forward too much. I think this could be a definite all-day street bike ride. I would have no problem with that. And this 457cc parallel twin has a 270-degree crank. Gives it that beautiful sound. I like it. It sounds really nice. And it makes about 48 horsepower, 32 foot-pounds of torque, with a claimed top speed of 120 miles an hour. But doing my research for this vid, I have been told it's been pushed a little bit higher than that, which you could see. It's an Aprilia, and we're gonna pull over here, talk about this beautiful bike a little bit, turn off the high beams, which I seem to turn on every bike I ride. Goes into neutral pretty easy. And that's that. We'll take a little break, talk about this beautiful Aprilia. Alright, let's take a little look around this beautiful bike. Aprilia, known for their racing, of course, an Italian company that I have just been semi-obsessed with. They are more affordable than a Ducati, a big racing heritage, and their bikes, they just seem to fit my style. In the past, people have been worried about reliability, but I believe they have taken great lengths at becoming more reliable. And if you live anywhere near an Aprilia dealer, you want to try out some of these bikes. I don't work for them. I don't work for Blackman's. This is just my opinion. Now, the RS457 uses the engine as the main stress member. It's the only bike in its class that has an aluminum subframe. Up front, we got a 320 mil Baybury disc. On the back, we have a 220. Stopping power's alright. You know, you're not talking about 1,000 cc's, but I would be happy with the stopping power in this bike. Now these tires, I don't know these branded. Euro Grip Pro Torque, whatever. That's gonna be your first set of tires. You're gonna use those up while you're breaking in the old bike, right? Let's take another little look, and then we are gonna hit the road because I like riding this bike so far. Beautiful 5-inch TFT dash. You have 3 riding modes: Eco, Sport, and Rain. And you have 3 levels of traction control on this bike. So you got a good amount of adjustability. We have ABS that's able to be disabled in the rear. If you want to go to the track and you don't want that rear ABS, you could disable it. You can't do that in the Fly, but that's no big deal. Who cares about that? You'll do that before you get on the track. And the riding modes you can change on the Fly. We're gonna leave her in sport mode. Take another ride. Let's get going. This bike, of course, is super light. 358 pounds. A full 100 pounds lighter than my ZX-10. And new riders and new track riders are gonna appreciate that. You know, they feel a lot more comfortable on lighter bikes. And I remember that. I remember when I had my first bikes, and mine just happened to be very heavy. It was a little intimidating, but my excitement for riding outweighed the intimidation for sure. And we'll turn the high beams off after I turn it on over and over. That seems to be my thing. Oh man, it just feels so light. And for a bike that's 358 pounds, it feels very planted. It feels very stable. I have to say right now, if you're a new rider and you're into sporty type bikes, if you like sport bikes, if you like Italian bikes, it is a beautiful Italian motorcycle. You can't argue that. There's one or two little things I'm not crazy about, but 98% of it I think is beautiful. You got the riding mode button over here on your right, and you got the little switch gears over here on the left. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that sound, that's great. Another thing about this bike is if you're a newer rider, she's very narrow, and I know a lot of new riders appreciate that. A lot of new track riders really like the old narrow bike. We got fresh tires, so I don't want to lean her too much. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. For under $7,000, this is something. You could start your way up on, you could start your love of Italian motorcycles for under $7,000, and man, move right up the chain. Go from this bike, trade it in for the RS 660. After that, the next jump in sport bike would be the RS V4, and that's a 113 horsepower jump. So you might want to go 660 to the Tuono, which is about 175 horsepower, and then over to the RS V4. But you don't need me to plan out your next 4 motorcycles. You do need to tell me this is worth trying out. Like I said, I don't work for Blackman's, I don't work for Aprilia, so I'm going to tell you the truth, and the truth is, this is great. I feel comfortable on it right away, and the seating position compared to my leader bike is very mild. It's very mild. Depending on your experience, you know, a brand new rider might feel like this is pretty sporty. It's almost naked bike level, in my opinion. It's not, you're not leaned over, all your weight isn't on your wrists. I'm sitting straight up and down right now, and I feel comfortable. I could ride this all day. If I could see, if I wanted to get down at the track, that you could make the switch real easy. Boy, like it handles beautifully. I feel like I could flip this around with my pinky, and Aprilia just knows what they're doing, man. They know how to make bikes for people who like to be sporty, who like to get on it a little bit, and I love them for that. I do. I love them for that. Now this bike comes with an optional bi-directional quick shifter, so if that's something you're interested in, if you want to be going to the track, you might want to do that with this bike. If you want to get used to using a clutch and then later get the quick shifter, you could go that route, or you could get the quick shifter and still practice with the clutch. But great bike. Call my buddy Spencer down here at Blackman Cycle in Emmaus. Get yourself one of these bikes. Get started on your love of Italian motorcycles with this Aprilia 457. And thanks for checking out my video. Lots more to come. We're going to be working on my ZX10, my beautiful baby that's over here. We'll show you that girl in a minute. I'm going to be doing some road trips on my Z900. And if you're interested in recording, I will put a link to the Insta360. That's the 1RS up there. I got the Ace Pro on my helmet. I'll put a link in the description for that. And while you're recording, you might want to do your editing with CapCut Pro. I really like the Pro version. You could try CapCut out on a free version, which everybody uses. But I do so much online that I wanted to pay for the extra features of the Pro. I get nice audio. There's a million features. But I'll put a link for that in the description too. It'll give you a free week if you get CapCut Pro through my link. Alright, I'm back here at Blackman's. I gotta give this beauty back. I don't want to. Thanks for checking out my vid. Peace.